So here at Hoppa, we like to put our technology through its paces, and we like to demonstrate the value with real world use cases. So I wanted to show you something we've been doing here at Hoppa with our internal SharePoint site. So SharePoint really is the nerve center for everything we do here at Hoppa. And we started out, I'd say, with a pretty good folder structure and convention around how we're managing our information. But inevitably, as with a lot of teams, over time, we started to amass lots of documentation here and just started to slightly lose control of where we were storing everything. So we've got some pretty deep folders. There's not always consistency in how we name things. And what we really needed to do was re-baseline on this and start to establish just proper access controls around sensitive information such as financial or HR data. So that was really the starting point for the challenge. What I did straight away, I had a quick look at some of the internal built-in tools within SharePoint. So we've got the AI agent toolbar here, just to see whether I could start to label up some of the information internally, but honestly wasn't 100% happy with the level of configuration control I was going to get here through this interface. And I wasn't that sure that it would actually be able to crawl over my entire SharePoint site and do it in bulk, and whether I was going to have to go folder by folder. So I thought I'd park that option there and look at bringing it into our own tooling to see if I could better that approach. So the first thing I did was connect Hoppa into our internal SharePoint, just screen all of that information. So straight away picked up all of the documents in that SharePoint site. We've got 1,300 there or so, connected that in. And then kept it really, really simple to start with. I just wanted to come up with some different metadata fields, different categorization of my documents to then allow me to start to subset and filter and group information based on its sensitivity. So nothing overly complicated here, but I've set myself up with 4 different categories, and within each some slightly different delineations of information based on the type, the business domain it relates to, whether it's been produced by us internally at Hoppa or whether this information that's been shared with us by our client, and so on. Just as an initial first screen that I could then start to use to understand what information I might need to move into tighter access control. So that's all I did. As I say, connected in my files, got that running, and came back to have a look at my results. And these are the results we ended up with. So you can see here, all of my documents have now been classified into all of my 4 categories. Was really, really happy with that, because it then meant I could start to segment by maybe financial information that relates to a particular client, so on and so forth. I then did a bit of cleanup, so just came in here, a few of these classifications I touched up and shifted them from one grouping to another. That didn't take me too long. Quite quickly, I was able to get to a data set here where I'm pretty happy with all of the metadata. One final thing I did do is this summary field. So we do get built-in summaries coming out here within Hoppa as standard, but I felt like they were a little bit long, weren't that useful for me straight away in SharePoint. So what I did is just used our AI cleanup feature here just to post-process the information, popped in a prompt, provided my file description, and got it to generate me a slightly shorter description there, which I'm pretty happy with. That was really the bulk of all of the work I did in Hoppa. But what I was then able to do is push that back into our SharePoint site. So if we dig down into one of these folders, let's go into this PI folder there. Yeah, there you can see all of that metadata that I generated in the Hoppa app. I've then pushed back into SharePoint here. So I've got all of those fields. Super handy for me to then use to segment. So I can apply different groupings to my information in here as well. And straight away, you can start to spot things that maybe don't look quite right and something's been misfiled away. So I spotted this one earlier. We've got a document in there. Turns out it's an academic research paper. Who knew? But it's definitely not meant to be in the professional insurance folder. So straight away, I can move that out into an area with less restrictive access controls, as it's already in the public domain. But bottom line, people will be able to find it because it's been filed away in the right place. So I hope this has proved a useful, quick intro into Hoppa and its application to a real world use case. Thank you very much for watching.